Greetings everybody, it's Jim. Today we're going to be talking about that one indispensable tool that every game master has. Whether it's hung up on their wall for everybody to see, or there's stacks of them within the shelves of their library, every game master has them, whether it's homemade, like everybody's done, or they're professionally done, like the ones I'm going to talk to you about here today. Yes, I'm talking about maps. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking to you about why you should be using the HârnWorld Atlas maps from Columbia Games. Now, the Atlas maps that we're going to talk about today, of which there are plenty, are all based off of this one map. Okay, this is the HârnWorld continent map. Okay, and this is this is considered one of the most beautiful fantasy RPG maps of all time, not just by fans, but also by industry peers. Okay, this is a classic. Before PDFs were around, people were holding on to their copy, the physical copy they got of this map, like it was gold. And it is indeed a treasure, okay? So let's zoom in a little bit. As you can see, there's a grid pattern. There's hexes on it, as you can see, but there's also a grid pattern, okay? And that becomes important when it comes to the Atlas maps. Let's zoom in to coordinate G6. This is coordinate G6. That's the one with the city of Sharon there, right under Lake Banoff, on the southern side of Lake Banoff. All right, that is a coordinate. Now, the thing is, an Atlas map takes care of the entire coordinate. So as we've zoomed in here, as you can see, most game masters and players would probably be used to something like that, right? Well, get a load of this. Wham! That's Atlas map G6, okay? So as you can imagine, let's go back to the original. There's the continent version of G6, and just look at the outline there. And there is the detailed version of the Atlas map, and let me zoom in even more so you can see. You can already tell how busy that's looking. I know you can, and you're just dying for me to switch it up. So here we are. Bam! There's a close-up of it. This is an insane level of detail. This is all made by Tom Dalgleish. The main map was made by Robin Crosby. And these guys just love making maps. This is just, I swear it's not work for them. It's a hobby. That's the one thing they really, really enjoy. Of all the editing that Tom does, that he says he does with games and stuff, this is the thing that, it doesn't cause him any problems whatsoever. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have problems, but he really can just enjoy it and just go to town. But look at this. I mean, look at all these cities and towns. I mean, just elevation levels. I mean, they've got all kinds of information on here. I mean, this, for the game master, you're wetting your whistle on that, but players, oh my gosh. You're talking about players trying to make a plan. I mean, most players look at something like this and they make some basic plans. But this, they can get into some crazy detail and come up with all kinds of a myriad of things to consider that'll get them talking for hours, and you can just sit there and go, it's terrific. It's just one of those things that really brings a lot to any campaign. As of right now, there are about 40 of these Atlas maps available on DriveThruRPG and, of course, on ColumbiaGames.com. Now, the thing is, they've, of course, made these Atlas map sections based on the cities that they've already published, but they didn't just stop there. They also made sure they got every temperate and kind of geographic zone that you could think of that any game master would want. Right? With 40 maps, they've been able to do that. And I can warn you, though, at about $5 a shot, these can get very addictive. They can be your monthly fix, if you will, to get your map fix in. But also, if you are the type of person that would just like to delve in and get everything at once, I highly suggest getting into HârnQuest at ColumbiaGames.com. It's like $20, and basically what it allows you to do is get you the latest things for ColumbiaGames.com for HârnWorld, but also allows you to buy all PDFs at 50% off. So if you're one of those guys that like to dive in and say, I just got $100 here, I just want all the maps, bam, get 50% off of it so you can save a few bucks while you do it. And you get game dollars too. For every $10 you spend, you get $1 for future purchases. You really don't lose here. And speaking of not losing, every one of these maps is definitely a critical hit to your campaign. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you next video.